Step into the arena, focus learners. Welcome to another Deep Dive Explainer. Today, we're looking at something you might normally just flip right past in your way to Chapter 1. I'm talking about the front matter of your textbook. I know, it doesn't sound like the most thrilling part of physics, but hear me out. If you're preparing for the Cambridge IGCSE Physics exam, treating this textbook as just a reading assignment is a massive mistake. Think of it instead as a carefully engineered survival guide. The Colosseum of Cambridge exams is tough, it is relentless, and honestly, only the prepared survive. So today, we're going to decode the very architecture of this course so you can stop just studying harder and actually start studying strategically.
This right here is the specific map we are decoding today. We're looking at the 4th edition of the Cambridge IGCSE and O-Level Complete Physics textbook, authored by Stephen Popple and Anna Harris and published by Oxford University Press. What's genuinely fascinating about this is that the authors didn't just write a book about physics concepts, they actively built a structural map designed specifically to get you through the 0625 syllabus. Every single visual cue, every layout choice, every little margin note, it's all there for a very specific reason. We just need to know how to read the code.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our 4-part roadmap to conquer the curriculum today. 1. The physics blueprint. 2. Navigating the syllabus. 3. Core versus supplement. And 4. The assessment objectives.
Section 1. The physics blueprint. How the course is built. Let's get into it.
So the authors have actively engineered your study sessions here. The book is mostly written in what they call spreads. Now, what is a spread? Basically, these are highly focused double-page units. Why does this matter for you? Well, think about how overwhelming it is to stare down a massive textbook. By breaking the content down into these easily digestible, bite-sized pieces, it changes the game completely. You literally don't have to read 50 pages at once. You can tackle just one spread, master that specific concept, and then move forward. It's a design choice meant to keep your attention sharp and your cognitive load totally manageable. Zooming out a bit, the entire blueprint is divided into 16 distinct sections. Sections 1 through 11 are your core concepts. We're talking about things like forces, waves, electricity, and space physics, the meat of the subject. But look at what happens after Section 11. The book completely shifts gears. It goes from teaching you what physics is to giving you the actual tactical skills of how to do physics. Section 13 is dedicated entirely to practical physics, planning, measuring, and evaluating data. Section 14 gives you the essential mathematics for physics. And sections 15 and 16? Those are your arsenals for exam prep, packed with practice questions and reference equations. The absolute key takeaway here is that studying sections 1 through 11 just isn't enough. You absolutely must train in those later sections to actually survive the exam.
Moving right along to Section 2, Navigating the Syllabus, Pro Tips for Students.
In the front matter, the authors explicitly tell you how to extract the maximum value from their book. First, use the contents page to get a bird's-eye view of the large topics. Second, and honestly, this is a massive time saver for your revision, use the index at the back to pinpoint single words. If you forget what total internal reflection means, don't just aimlessly flip through the chapters, snipe it directly from the index. Third, use the questions. As the authors state, this is the absolute best way to check whether you have actually learned and understood the material on each spread, rather than just passively reading it. Before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel on your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. Now, when you are going through those questions, keep your eyes peeled for this specific visual cue. Throughout the textbook, you're going to see a small blue circle next to certain questions. Consider this your warning sign. The blue circle identifies the harder questions. If you're aiming for the absolute top grades, these are the questions you really need to wrestle with. They are specifically designed to stretch your understanding and test the upper limits of your capability. Don't skip them if you want that top mark. Beyond the physical pages of the book, the authors also highlight their enhanced online support. This digital extension is explicitly designed to prep you for high-stakes assessment. You get worksheets and interactive quizzes for every unit, plus full practice papers with mark schemes. But I'll tell you, the hidden gem here is the glossary quizzes. Physics requires extreme precision. If you use the wrong scientific terminology in an exam, you lose marks, even if you intuitively understand the concept in your head. These glossary quizzes are the absolute perfect tool to nail down that tricky vocabulary before exam day.
All right, Section 3, Core versus Supplement, Knowing Your Track. This is absolutely critical. So,
The crucial point here is understanding the visual layout of core versus supplement material. If you are following the core syllabus content, the book is designed to save you a ton of time. You read all the material on the normal white pages, and you completely ignore any material that has a red line beside it. That red line literally means do not enter for core students. However, if you are sitting for the extended exam and following the supplement syllabus, your job is a bit harder. You need all the material on the white pages, plus you must master the supplement material marked with that red line. Know your track and use this visual code so you don't waste hours studying the wrong material. Stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCS to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2-3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to @acetheexams_IGCS and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
And finally, Section 4, the assessment objectives, the grading boss battle. Think about how your final grade is actually calculated. We have a breakdown of your exam weighting into 3 assessment objectives, or AOs. AO1, which is knowledge with understanding, is a massive 50% of your grade. AO2, handling information and problem solving, is 30%. And AO3, experimental skills and investigations, makes up the final 20%. Understanding this math is a complete game changer. Let's break down exactly what each of these means so you know exactly what the examiner is hunting for when they grade your paper.
So AO1 is literally half the battle. This is pure recall and understanding. Do you know the definitions? Can you state the laws? This is where your flashcards and those online glossary quizzes we talked about really pay off. AO2 is where things start to get tricky. This is where 30% tests your ability to handle information in totally unfamiliar situations. You can't just memorize your way through AO2. You will be asked to examine new data in graphs or tables or carry out calculations you've never actually seen before. Finally, AO3 is worth 20% and tests your experimental skills, which happens on the practical paper or the alternative to practical. And the syllabus actually gives you a really vital warning regarding that AO3 practical work. The text explicitly states, the skills you develop in practicing for these papers may be valuable in handling questions on the theory papers. This is huge. Do not silo your learning. Your practical experiments from Section 13 aren't just for the practical exam. That analytical, problem-solving mindset is going to bleed over and help you solve those really difficult, unfamiliar AO2 theory questions as well. It's all connected.
We've laid out the entire blueprint. We've decoded the visual warnings of the blue circles and the red lines, and we've revealed the 50-30-20 mathematical reality of the assessment objectives. So, I'll leave you with this. Knowing exactly how the Cambridge exam is weighted, and knowing exactly how this textbook is structured to support it, how will you allocate your study time tonight? Will you just start reading on page 1, or will you use the blueprint to master the arena? Students who implement these physics strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to @acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for physics and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams. Your Cambridge success starts here.